investor-focused agents and why you should be using one. Not all real estate agents are created equally, and I can say that because I am a licensed real estate agent. Now, what do I mean by an investor-focused real estate agent? That's what we're going to be diving into today, so make sure to stay right to the end. Hey, if you're new to this channel, my name's Dave from Investor Mel and Dave. My wife and I have now purchased over 240 units in 5 different countries: US, Canada, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, and Mexico. We release a video every single week, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified. Today I'm going to be talking about investor-focused real estate agents and why it's important. Now, you might be saying, Dave, what is an investor-focused real estate agent? These are agents that understand income properties. Now, what is not an investor-focused agent? It is not someone who might have 1 or 2 properties. Anyone can have 1 or 2 properties if you have a big enough down payment. It is not someone that you know. Now, what do I mean by that? You might say, well, my uncle's a real estate agent, my brother's my sister's a real estate, my nephew, whatever it is. That doesn't make them, just because you know them, that doesn't make them investor focused, okay? Or someone that it might be the top producer in their area. That doesn't make them investor focused, okay? What makes someone investor focused is what we're gonna dive into. Whenever I'm researching a new market or a new city that I want to invest in, I am searching for investor focused agents. And some of the questions that I will ask them is, what does your portfolio look like? It doesn't mean that they need to have a gazillion income properties or anything like that. I just want to see if they have a feel, if they've purchased assets themselves, and if they are truly walking the walk, not just talking the talk. So I'll ask them questions. What does your portfolio look like? How long have you had it? Did you acquire with creative financing? It doesn't mean they need to acquire with creative financing like we do. However, it is nice to know what their buying strategy is to see if you'll line up with that. Another question that I'll ask them is, what does the market look like? What are the vacancy rates? Okay, so I'll go through a bunch of questions that I want you to ask them. What are the vacancy rates? This is very important because I use my cash flow analysis matrix, right, that we show in our Action Family Mentoring program. We've actually had a trademark. I use that in order to be able to calculate if the deal makes sense and if I have an exit strategy, meaning I'm going to pay how I pay back my investors, my private lenders. But vacancy rate is going to be something that I need to know. So if I'm chatting with an investor-focused agent, I need to know that they know the vacancy rate for that area because this is a metric that I need. The next question I'm going to ask them is, what is the purchase price, right? Range here for an income property. What's the purchase price per door? What does a door go for? What does an apartment? What does a unit go for? This is universal language in the real estate game. Okay, so get used to that. What is it? What's the price per door? How many doors? How many units? How many apartments do you have? This will be common language. But I'll ask them, what is the price per door average in this area? Okay, I'll ask them, does the 1% rule apply in this market? I've got a whole other video on 1% rule, but I'm not saying you can only purchase in markets that have the 1% rule, but I want to see if this real estate agent even knows what I'm talking about. Again, I'm gauging them. I'm testing them to see. I'm also going to ask them, what are the current rents in this market? For example, if I have a 1-bedroom unit, what is the low end? What is the high end? Or what is the low end? What is the high end? Okay, in the units. Do they know what the market rents are going for? Right? That's important because, again, when I'm putting the information in my cash flow analysis matrix, which is going to spit out, is this a good deal or not? These are the metrics that I'm going to need. Something else is, what are the cap rates? What are the capitalization rates in this area? If they don't know what that is, they are not investor focused, right? And I've got a whole other video on how to calculate cap rates, but what are the cap rates? What is the higher the cap rate and what is the low cap rate in this market? Because every market has, a low and a high. And just so you know, the higher the cap rate, the lower the purchase price. The lower the cap rate, the higher the purchase price. I want to know if they can give me a range of the cap rates in that market. And something, just a tidbit of information when you're looking at this, if you have typically a lower cap rate, like I mentioned, it's going to be a higher purchase price. It's probably going to be a more turnkey asset, meaning it's probably going to be in an A neighborhood. It's going to be an A asset. It's newly renovated. Those things are new build, things like that. If you have something that is on the higher cap rate side in that market, which means it's going to be on the lower price side, it might be, a BC or whatever it is, type asset or neighborhood, or it might be a property that might need some of that TLC renovations. Okay, just But that's something that the real estate agent should know if they are investor focused. And the beauty of using investor focused agents, so now that I've given you a little bit as to the questions I asked them, I want to show why it's important to have investor focused agents that you're using. If you are investing in different areas, like Mel and I are doing, like I said, we're 5 different countries, you need people, boots on the ground, who understand that market, who can do a couple different things. They can send you the listings as they come up. They might have pocket listings or off-market listings or exclusive listing that they can send you because they know you're a serious real estate investor. And you also want them to have that pulse of that market. They will know the neighborhoods where I might not buy there, or if you end up buying there, just know that it is, rougher, or you might have to pay higher property management because it's not necessarily the most desirable. You want someone who's able to feed you that information so that when you're, picking up the phone to call them or email them, however you want to do your long distance investing or doing a Zoom, that they will have that knowledge, okay? And having investor focused agents is so important. It's night and day, because think about it. Time is money. Deals are being listed all the time. You should be quick enough. I'm not saying do deals without conditions or due diligence. I never do deals like that. But I'm just saying that you do want to be quick when you want to buy a property. And having investor-focused agents who can feed you that information is vital. Okay. Now, if you're wondering where do I find investor-focused agents, you can always reach out to us. I'm actually, like I mentioned earlier, a licensed real estate agent with eXp Realty. I've got a team. We're all over North America. So reach out to me if you're looking for investor-focused agents. I'll be able to introduce you as well. Just send me a DM and I'll be able to introduce you. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. Hopefully this makes sense as to why you should use investor-focused agents. For more videos like this, check out this one. If you're already a real estate agent, you're thinking, how do I become an investor-focused one and get part of your team? Send me a message and I'll show you how you can do so. I'm Dave and I'll see you in the next one.